Hi, how's everyone doing today? Nathan Hall here. Today's lesson, we're going to take a look at American history. I know it says MS, but we're using this one for the advanced class too because pretty much all the 8th graders are taking Mr. Anderson's class. So I was curious what some things were you remembered. We'll talk about this in the live class. Just so you know, here's the country that's going to come up a lot. England. These are where they all come from. Little island in Europe. Not real big. Bigger than Puerto Rico, granted, but much, much colder. So we're going to look at historical events with some graphic organizers, learn some basic facts. First, quick review of the Revolution. Most of you aren't quite at this level yet in Mr. Anderson's class, but you will be very, very soon. This is what he's going to be talking about. So this is both a little bit of review and a whole lot of preview. There are 13 colonies. A colony will be one of our vocabulary words. It's basically a city where people were one country, live in another one. So in this case, 13 colonies from England. I know they're bigger than cities, but they're called colonies here. Still follow British rule, still consider themselves a part of England at this point in history. That will change very violently. People who live in colonies, they're called colonists. People who are already here in the United States, your Taínos, counting them, your Cherokee, Blackfoot, Sioux, Lakota, Lenni, Lenape, who lived in this area, Native Americans, Los Americanos Nativos. Then we're going to get another group in the 1600s, slaves, people bought from Africa, moved over here, no freedom, no liberty for them for a long time. So what's going to happen? We're going to make this paper called the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. Not a big guy for dates, but that's important. That's why we have the 4th of July. Bunch of people who make it will be called the First Continental Congress. This we'll go over the words for in a moment. The founders are the people, the founding fathers as well. The people who say, let's start up this new country. We're not going to be part of England anymore. We're going to fight La Guerra Revolucionaria to break free, the Revolutionary War. Redcoats, those are guys for England. If you played the Assassin's Creed game in colonial America, you killed lots of those guys. Minutemen, those are guys fighting for America. They can drop everything, grab a weapon, ready to fight in under a minute. El Premier President, that's going to be George Washington. That's why to this day, if you look on your $1 bill, I hope I have one. Yes, I do. That's him, George Washington. That's why. So then we have a country. Great. How do you run a country? How do you pick who's boss? How do you pick who can become the leader? That's the Constitution. That sets up how we run our government. We still use it, which is great, but what if you're not with the government? What about you, Mr. or Miss Normal Person? That's what the Bill of Rights does. Gives you time, looking ahead. Gives you your rights, what you can do. Very little on what you can't do. A lot of what the government can't do. Not much about what you can't do. A lot of things you can. So one thing we'll look at is a timeline. This puts things in context. Here's an example. I gotta update this. There we go. So 2560, this pyramid was built. 1 BC, Jesus born. Neat thing about the timeline, hey, Jesus was born closer to us than he was to this thing being built. Consider how truly old this is. Quick timeline of the Revolution. Starts 75, 76. That's when we say, it's official, we're breaking away from England. We finally start winning battles in 1777. 1778, the people in France join us. 1779, the English try to take out the South. We finally beat them for real in 1781. Last big battle where the British realized they can't win. 1783, sign a treaty. So from the first shot to signing a piece of paper, that took 8 years. Here's the thing we'll try in the live class, putting events together. I should just make this 2014. Here's a quick map. You can see most of the fighting is going to happen up here. If you look at it carefully, I wish I could make this bigger. Maybe I can. Let's see. Yeah, I can. Good. So ignore all the Spanish part down in Florida. That's Florida. Who needs that? Not our state. So you're going to see a whole lot of red flags. Not a lot of blue ones. We actually lost lots of battles, but we still won the war. So some things that affected it. Notice these mountains. Hard to go west of them. Lost by the ocean. See if you can find Pennsylvania. Your part of Pennsylvania on this map. Here are some places we're going to look at in the live class that will come up. So Valley Forge was the winter camp. You're going to see these in your classes. This is where the shooting started. Bunker Hill. This is up by Boston, site of a famous battle. Philadelphia, American capital. And New York City. The British took it over and basically destroyed it. Everything you see now is mostly new. So another activity we'll look at for graphics. You're going to see a lot of these graphics in your other classes. That's why I'm reviewing them now. You can see a comparison between a colonist, an American, and a British. We're taller, we read more, we live longer, we're healthier, have more kids, and bigger houses. So, it's a neat thing to look at. Some papers to know. Here's the Declaration of Independence. We're free from England. Articles of Confederation. Your history teacher will tell you all you have to know is this did not work. Our first try at a government, it wasn't a good one. Not a good try. And then this is what we still go by today. So some words to review. There will be a quiz on these. I posted the definition. We'll go over them in the live classes. So what happened next? We won a big war. Great. How do you run a country? Got a lot of people with guns. So this is what the United States looked like after the Revolution. Spain owns all of this. England still owns Canada. Who owns Oregon and Washington? No one really knows. So, yeah, you can see the United States doesn't have a lot. We're going to have to grow and expand. So we'll look over these questions in our live classes. You will have some assignments on the vocabulary and the reading. Any questions? Come to the live classes or let me know. Adios for now. Bye.